Hey everybody, here I am again, video chatting in with my presentation for today. Um, I'm going to talk to you about a few interesting things today. Let me actually screen share with you. Okay, so there it goes doing its weird thing again. All right. So I'm going to do my presentation today on web conferencing. Now, kind of seems fitting, right? As I've web conferenced into this entire class. But actually, it has a lot of implications in the classroom. And that's actually how I got into web conferencing and seeing it as a viable use for not being able to be there for class. Um, Unfortunately, but it serves a lot of purpose within our classrooms as teachers as well. So my CT used it all the time. And I've used it a few times since I've been down here, but let me tell you how she used it. She used it for virtual field trips. No, okay. Had to throw that in there. But she used it for virtual field trips. Teaching science and really any subject, there are a lot of field trips that you would just love to take your students on. But for several reasons, it just doesn't work out. Maybe your school is low on funds. Maybe it's just tough to get the kids out of the classroom due to some bureaucracy within the school district or the school itself. It can make it tough with permission slips or after school activities or funding for buses. It could just make it really difficult to get the schools out of or the students out of the classroom. So it's not always necessarily fun. Sometimes it's politics. Maybe it's because it's somewhere you normally can't go, which is mostly what my CT used it for. She would go on a lot of professional development trips within the summer, and she would meet people. She went on a trip to Greenland, a couple of other places, and she would meet scientists in the field. And she would get their information, and they would literally Skype her from the field or from their lab or wherever they were. So if they're out of the country, makes it really useful for web chatting and taking your students on field trips and talking to people that they normally wouldn't talk to. Um, Maybe it's a restricted environment, government facilities, things like that. You can't necessarily take your students to, but maybe you want to expose them to it. Show them that, hey, there are areas like this where you can see some really cool stuff that other people can't. And possibly back to funds, maybe it's just too expensive to take your students there. So it's better than videos, guys. It is much better than videos because they're not just learning about it, they're communicating with a person um, about any questions they may have or things that are going on at that facility or within that profession. So it's a lot of times two-way conversation. The students really get into it. It's amazing. Hands don't come down the entire period. I will tell you that. And the people that you web chat in oftentimes really enjoy it because they are doing the job and they find it exciting that people are excited about their job. You have several media sources available to you. You can utilize Skype, which is my preferred method, mainly because it's a standalone software, um, meaning that you download it and you can use it without necessarily needing to be within a web browser, which causes all kinds of problems as far as plugins go. So Skype is my preferred method. Next in line, if Skype for some reason isn't working for me or the other individual, I utilize Google Hangouts. Now, Google Hangouts has a lot of cool uses, a lot of cool, I guess you'd say, features that Skype doesn't have. I use it for screen sharing. It's what I'm using right now to make this video. Um, it also can be used to edit documents all at the same time through Drive. So if maybe you're wanting the person on the other side to have some sort of interactive lesson with your students, Google Hangouts would be the way to go because you can create a Google Doc and maybe you could provide a virtual lab for them or maybe they can show if they wanted to show a slide presentation or presenter, they could use Google Hangouts, something in history or English or something like that, or show pictures to the students. Google Hangouts would be the way to go. Uvu, I've never used, but just like these other ones, you have to create an account out there. Some people prefer it. FaceTime. I'm sure a lot of you Apple users have utilized FaceTime. Maybe they're on the maybe the person you're chatting with is on the go. You both have an iPhone. Maybe FaceTime's the one to utilize within your class. Now you are going to have some issues with this as far as your students being able to see the screen, though, right? Because it's through a phone. So I'm not sure how you'd utilize this, but I'm sure there's some software that you hook up to your iPhone. Tango, another one, in Viber. And guys, I looked these last couple up because I've never utilized them, but they are out there. I just wanted to give you guys some extra resources in case you did not like these. All of them require memberships. Just, you need to create a username. I guess I shouldn't say membership, even though that's what they utilize, but you're not paying for it. There are pay features like in Skype and stuff, though. Phone calls. How to utilize it? You can chat with professionals, doctors, which we've chatted with in my 7th grade science class. Field work works great. Talking to people out there in the field while they're getting dirty, and the students love that. Facilities, museums. Maybe you're teaching a history class and you want to Skype with somebody in a museum somewhere. Stadiums, something like PE or something. It's a great option. Factories, whatever you could think of. What my CT and I have done is simply just find a place we'd love to take our students, and we have this template email that we add a few things in. Oh, we really like your facility, or we really are interested in this, and try to add some things in about the business. That way they know that you're interested in their business, and it's not just a standard email you send out. But utilize the template, fill it in, and find somebody at that corporation or area and email them. A lot of the time they're more than willing to accommodate you. You will get some emails back, I'm sorry, we don't do that, or we don't have the technology, and it's just the way it is. You don't know until you try. Okay, so I want to demonstrate my Skype to you guys. So this is Skype. This is what I utilize the most. When you go into Skype, it's just like any other thing. You have your online statuses, your account information. You have the ability to change your password, add contacts. You just search for contacts either by phone number or by email address, which makes it really nice. The cool thing about Skype is you can make phone calls as well. They charge for that, though, depending on the call. But here I have very few contacts. I don't utilize it too much. And then Google Hangouts, which is what I'm chatting through you guys with, that is going crazy for some reason. It doesn't like screen sharing. But looks like this. So here's the screen share option. Up here, you can chat on the side, just like you can with Skype. When you make a phone call, it'll have a little chat bar you could open up on the side. You can take screen captures, photos. You just scroll through these. Control room is where you control your audio and video settings and such. You draw on the screen, which is what I was talking about earlier. Draw and screen capture. And you can add some cool effects. It's just Google adding some stuff out there to make it a little fun. But yeah, if you have any questions, once again, I should be on Skype within the classroom. Check it out, guys. Try emailing some people and doing a virtual tour, or virtual field trip, I should say. Your students will absolutely love it, and then you can incorporate it into another lesson of some sort. All right, have a good day. Stop broadcast.